Hello, Oracles. Well, let the stock split run begin. We should be seeing the stock split run starting probably today. We are down about 0.5% pre-market right now, so not a big deal. So I'm looking at a couple of different things now that I'm back from vacation. Have had a chance to take a look at the charts. We have been sort of consolidating a little between the 940 top that we had and the 835 recently. So it seems like that could be the new range that we are in, at least in the very short near term. I'm going to keep on paying attention to this because obviously if we're going to be running into the split, we could also be on an upward trend. This whole entire last week, we have made higher highs and higher lows. So looking at some more data as we go along the course of this week to see if it is a consolidation or an upward trend. So I will let you guys know as we track this week. And looking at what Gary Black had mentioned, going all the way back to 2017, Tesla has shown a 53% average growth between August and December. And so obviously we had a very rough first half of this year, and that is also typical for Tesla historically, not as bad as we had this year, but normally the first half is a little underperforming, and then there's a massive outperformance in the second half of the year. So will we get this again? Chances are, based upon all of the information we have coming in between both the macro trending in the right direction and all of the amazing positive catalysts we have for Tesla, that is a strong possibility that we get this again this year. And looking at how crypto has been a leading indicator so far this year for the most part, over the weekend it was trending up very nicely. My crypto portfolio was up about 20% all weekend, and then this morning pre-market we have been coming down very rapidly, growing a little bit off of it since the bottom that we hit, but not sure where we're going to trade today. Again, the macro environment has futures in the red. Tesla is down that 0.5%. So we'll see how this week goes. We'll see how today plays out. Again, we got good information last week with CPI beating and PPI beating expectations, showing that we are trending in the right direction. It's just a labor shortage issue that the Fed is trying to deal with, because if we had no labor shortage, then it wouldn't be too much of an issue. High inflation, low jobs, then the Fed can work with that. And personally, I think we are trending in the right direction for that. We have seen some major companies either do hiring freezes or doing some layoffs, and these will start to trickle out and play out over the next 6 months, which will help balance everything out for everyone. So inflation will be coming down, the labor market will be filling up. So we are kind of merging these things, and it seems like we're trending in the right direction. Again, just something to pay attention to as the year plays out. Now, looking at Tesla alone, when you're looking at the stock price, and one of the things I don't like to do is look at the stock price, even though I do talk about it, because it's ways for me to learn. When you're looking at it from an investor, a long-term investor standpoint, don't look at the daily stock movements, because if you're looking at the stock price movements, your emotions can get involved. Do it more as an educational tool. So for me, what I look at is the baseline of a stock movement is going to be based off of the fundamentals. So the fundamentals of Tesla are growing, and that is what your baseline price would be. The price itself of the stock is going to fluctuate up above and below that fundamental line based upon swing traders, market manipulators, Tesla-specific sentiment, and the macro environment sentiment. So again, if you're just looking at that fundamental baseline, that is what you want to focus on. If that fundamental baseline is trending upward, which it is in an exponential manner, then as a long-term investor, you can say, okay, no matter what price the stock is right now, I am just looking to accumulate as many shares as possible. So the only reason I really pay attention to the price is because if it's going to be pulling down, I can accumulate more shares at that lower price. That's it. Because as we hit this exponential growth, I want to have as many shares as possible. So that's why I'm following the fundamental baseline of the company that is trending upward in a very strong manner. And yesterday I did update all of my production forecasts, my valuation model, all of my price targets through 2032 post-split adjusted as well. I put all of those over on Patreon if you guys want to check them out there. The link is down in the description, and I will be making a video for that this weekend coming up. I'm going to do it in my Tesla Now retirement video now that all of the numbers have been updated. So I will get that over to you guys this weekend in a video, but if you want to check it out before then, again, that is over on Patreon. And now when it comes to my production forecast, I actually did drop down my Q3 numbers just a little bit. I know that they have been showing very strong production in all of their factories, between Shanghai hitting their 1 millionth vehicle produced, which was amazing, especially considering they have only been producing vehicles for 2 years and 7 months. And now at the ramp rate that they are going at, they should be producing another million vehicles in less than a year. Now Tesla has produced over 3 million vehicles company-wide. And then we have Fremont that's bursting at the seams. We've got Berlin, based upon videos, pumping out even more vehicles on a daily basis. And then we have a lot of gigacastings sitting on this side of Giga Austin right now, ready for production as well. Lots of great movements going, so I could be wrong with my lower than expected estimates for Q3. And it's not that they're low, they're still higher than Q1, just a little bit lower than what I had initially anticipated. But Q4, I have them exponentially growing, significantly past that to over 500,000 vehicles. 500,000 vehicles produced for the fourth quarter. And having this production growing this quickly is very nice. We got over the weekend news from Saudi Aramco that they generated over $48 billion in net income for the second quarter. That is disgusting considering how much money we have been paying at the pumps. This is not a supply-demand issue, this is a greed issue. They just want more money. So it would be really nice for Tesla and all of the EV makers to be able to push us into the realm of the EV, to go over to solar and renewable energy, to get us off of this oil dependence. It is sickening to see this kind of profit coming out of a company who is just making money because they can. And looking at where Tesla is moving and taking over energy, they can end up hitting that list of the top net income companies, and they could be producing all of this solar for everyone. And now when you're looking at it and saying, well, what doesn't that mean that we're going to be now dependent on solar and wind? No, it's not, because you can do it yourself, because it's not like Tesla can be like, oh, well, I want to change the price of this, and all of a sudden the price goes up. If you have solar panels or you have a solar roof, you are going to be generating your own energy. So you're not going to be at the mercy of the sun saying, hey, I want more money, so I'm going to jack up the prices. No, it doesn't work that way. You're just using Mother Nature to produce this energy. Whereas, Saudi Aramco is also using Mother Nature because oil is natural, but they have controlled this and they are not letting you have any of it. It's not like somebody's going to go out there and be like, well, I'm going to now put clouds over the sun and you can't have any of that until you pay us more. That's not how this is going to work. So getting us off of this oil dependence is going to be significant for the future, and I think that is going to come sometime between 2025 and 2027, because at that point we should be tipping past the 50% EV adoption rate. We will have more vehicles being sold that are EVs than are ICE vehicles. We will have less oil dependence. We'll have more people using electricity and solar power to power their lives. So at that point, we can then start transitioning ourselves to truly renewable and sustainable energy, which is what Tesla's mission is. And this is where Tesla's energy growth curve is really going to start taking off in the middle of this decade. And so I'm very excited for the future. Again, if you're ever in question of what is going on with the stock price, remind yourself, if you are a long-term investor, look at the fundamentals and the baseline of the company. And if that is moving forward and that is trending up, that is all that matters. Don't let the daily stock price swings affect you. If we're going green, enjoy it. Enjoy that rocket ship ride. Just like Little Einsteins that I used to watch with my son, we are going on a trip on our favorite rocket ship, and that is the rocket ship to the moon for Tesla stock. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How long do you think it's going to be before Tesla becomes one of the most profitable companies in the world? And when you're looking at a list of the most profitable quarters by any company out there, the list is dominated by Saudi Aramco, Apple, Berkshire Hathaway, and a few others. And so looking at all three of these, Apple is considered a consumer electronics company, Saudi Aramco is oil and energy, and then Berkshire Hathaway is a conglomerate. Now looking at Tesla coming up onto this list, they're not there yet, but they are going to get there. And looking at the fact that they are going to be getting into the energy portion of things, like Saudi Aramco is in oil and energy, then Apple is consumer electronics, and you can say that EVs are like a consumer electronic, and we already know how Elon has spoken about how Tesla is going to be more of a software company than a hardware company in the future, and many people compare Tesla to Apple. And then you can say that, Tesla kind of does it all, like a conglomerate like Berkshire Hathaway. So looking at the top companies that dominate this list of profitability, and Tesla is like all of them combined, just wait till the end of the decade and you'll see what those numbers are starting to look like. And do you think that we are going to be consolidating to break out on the split, or do you think we are going to be on an upward trend this week? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is down in the description. I have updated that link, so it is good now. And again, we do have the Patreon. That link is also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.